Each black man you see has been duped by this religion into hating money and hating wealth. And I try to tell black people, we are wealth producing people. Where do we get this thing here of identifying with poverty? Where do we get this craziness of seeing poorness and goodness as the same thing? And seeing virtue in poverty? We have to get it from the other people. It doesn't make any sense. There's no greatness in being poor and poverty stricken. In fact, there's great sin that flows out of poverty. Yeah. Look who hits you over the head. Rich folk? Are they the ones mugging you out here? No, poverty is not automatically virtue. But of course, you see, the other people, in order to rob us and keep us poor, makes us associate virtue and poverty, you see. And somehow we are not supposed to make money. You got a bunch of jokers around here, black people are not good accountants. Give it to the Jews. They know what to do with money. How the Jews can out-count money more than you? Money is money. That's all. You doesn't have any greater facility with money than you have. But I told you here some lectures ago, right, that the white man is no better manager of business than we are. What is his advantage? He only makes you what? Pay for his mistakes. Do you remember when I told you that? Back some time ago? Hasn't the S&L crisis shown you that? White man mismanaging the economy, destroying the system, destroying the banks. Are they in jail? Are they paying back? No, we're going to pay for that. We're going to pay for that. But yet we have this myth, that they are better managers of business, that they're this and they're that, because we don't take time to see, because we have not received an African-centered education that can permit us to look through this nonsense and see what is right in front of our eyes. And we see the mismanagement of the economy all the time. Total mismanagement. Screw it up. But what happens? Well, we screwed it up this time. We're sorry, we got to put you off the job. Yeah, we got to furlough you. We got to make you pay more taxes. This is the game. This is what the game is about. No calling into question the leadership of the white male as a business person, a financial person at all. In fact, we think he's even great now that he sits up and outlines how many jobs must be lost in the city and how many departments. He talks percentages and so forth, not realizing he's covering up his what? His failures. Oh, but isn't he magnificent? The way he lays out how many folk got to be fired and destroyed. Wow, I wonder if a black man could do that. Craziness. But that's the result of power. You make other people pay for your mistakes. And that's the result of weakness. You pay for the mistakes of others. And that's the way the game is set up. That's the reality of life, ladies and gentlemen. It's not pretty, but that's what it's about. That's why a man doesn't worry about being what? Pretty. He has to deal with the realities and the harsh realities that exist out here. And those realities are not beautiful. And therefore, he doesn't spend all his time printing and going through all of the changes, because his duty lies elsewhere. And he doesn't get his way in the world through seduction and through the other game. He gets his way in the world through what? Power. Power. And
what is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Back here with Cassidra. What's going on, Cassidra?
Hello, forecast. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm sorry for the delay and all that stuff.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Seriously. I
Yeah.
just got back a little bit minute ago myself. My husband loved to go eat on Friday nights. So it's all good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. So,
Yep.
yeah, and we were supposed to do this one earlier too. So, it's a couple of important things that we definitely need to talk about, and still with the creating legacies, and getting back to that. And today, it's like a couple things. We'll see, like we'll talk about the nonprofit
Mhm.
side of the game, and then we'll see, if we get to that point about like talk about like bonds and stuff, like with dealing with police, so
Okay,
it's
cool beans.
okay. And and first, before I do this, I have to show let me see. I have to give a shout out to what I'm saying, the smoothie queen, Uh I got too much stuff up here though. But I want to give a shout out to the smoothie queen. This is her website here, y'all definitely order something for from her, I ordered mine, and she happened to be up here and delivered it to me, what I'm saying? So I got to meet her and she gave it to me personally. So shouts out to the smoothie queen, and it's good as hell, y'all. So
It
I ain't gonna
was,
lie.
aren't it? They are good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, they are
Yeah,
amazing. Oh my God, they're amazing.
yeah.
Yes, that orange sickle, that's good right there. I'm telling you, man.
Mm-hmm.
They have the apple with the banana strawberry. That's good. They have the gallons
That's the one I
there.
had.
Man, I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, yes. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. They have what strawberry pineapples. Man, she has like if you want to like miss a meal, she has smoothies for that, and just all kind of stuff. They're really good. And the green ones, I thought they were gonna taste like spinach or whatever, but they don't because they have either
Yeah,
pineapple in them. It is amazing. I'm telling you, very good.
yeah. That's a fact. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, man, y'all support her. So you can go and this is the smoothiequeenllc.com. I guess I'll put it in the chat so y'all can definitely
yes,
come here and get something.
yes. Kitty smoothies. You see the little bottles and stuff. They're really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Gallon jugs. Yeah, very good.
Yep. So shouts out to the smoothie queen. Um, Now, consider you have Realm in the Bush, you know what I'm saying, which is a great organization, and
Hmm.
I think it's gonna be something great. Like before I even started, like what made you like want to start a nonprofit and get into it?
Well, forecast. I man, I tell you, I knew it was a lot really. Seeing the young fellas, the young guys, and we weren't preparing our children for the future. Um, they didn't know what to do after they left high school, so they was getting lost in the shuffle. And I came up with it because I worked in a jail before, right? And I saw where a lot of our men weren't getting jobs when they get out, but they was working in the prison, but then they couldn't use that same um I guess that same talent, they couldn't use it outside the jail. And I couldn't understand that. So I said, okay, our young guys from high school, they're stuck. They didn't know where to go, what to do. So I said, okay, let me create something where a lot of them didn't want to do that 4 year college, because a lot of times when you go to 4 year college, they're putting you through 2 years worth of prereqs, right? So that's money. Each year is $10,000. So by the time you get out of school, if you don't transfer from school to school, that's going to be $40,000, right? But if you transfer from school to school, I find out that it's 10,000 per transfer. If you go to 3 schools, that's $30,000, because every time you leave the school, they're going to start you from the scratch. They may take 1 or 2 classes, and a lot of our young guys and girls were not going, they weren't finishing. They was doing 2 years and dropping out. And I said, hold on. So I began to look under different training facilities, like either GTCC in my area, which was a community college that had a program for under 12 months. So they go there, get that certificate, or I was finding different businesses like U-Haul, or something that could teach them. Like U-Haul is kind of like you can learn how to pack the truck and stuff, and why not have your own moving company? I was trying to figure out something that they can do that would end up being getting them a certificate, and then they can open up their own business. Or I was looking for them a paid training position that they could get paid on the job. So I was trying to cover two birds with one stone, but a lot of times it was hard because I was getting guys from out of state, but I didn't have a place for them to live. So that's what I began to run into. Then I would go to the high schools, and a lot of these kids, their parents are not, I'm telling you, we are not parenting on purpose. And what I mean by that is we're not looking into our community to say, hey, we need pilots. We're not looking into our community and say, hey, we need chefs that can actually open up their own restaurants. Hey, we need little entrepreneurships in the high school that's selling the candy. That's where it starts, selling the candies. And I remember that was in our family because I used to sell candy in high school. I would sell the candy. My uncle would pick it up. He had a store. So he would bring me a box of like Kit Kat, Snickers, and M&Ms. Okay. And I would sell those for like, God, I think it was like $1. It was probably $1. I can't, really remember how much I sold it for back in the day. But I would sell that, and then I would take my money that I made and I would give him the money to buy me 3 more boxes. Okay. So I begin to understand entrepreneurship early. Okay. So you have to understand when we begin to train our kids and teach them and parent on purpose, we begin to put them into their gifts. So if you see a child that can draw, either their entrepreneurship should be construction or architecture or engineering. You understand what I'm saying? So you should be pushing them into that direction. So if you have a child that loves babies, push them into the daycare situation. That's money. You can start a daycare in your own basement, and you and your daughter can do that. That you can start teaching her how when she's like a senior, and then when she graduates, give it to her. You understand what I'm saying? So that's parenting on purpose. We need pilots in our community. We're the pilots. Who's teaching? I connected with a pilot, and this was in Florida. They wanted so much money to become a pilot. We're talking about $100,000 to become a pilot. That was to go to their school, to stay there on site, and to learn how to fly. Then it was so many steps. I'm thinking, it kind of felt like it was a little racism going on there, because that wasn't a field where a lot of Black men were doing. You just see a lot of Black women piloting, right? Or Black men. So it was like $100,000. And I don't have $100,000 laying on the side, just to put into learning how to fly. That was just learning how to fly. That wasn't even like flying, that was just getting a lesson to learn. So that's how I got into Ram in the Bush. I began to see what was needed in our community. And I saw that, we were talking about, we were Hebrews, we were doing this, but we didn't have our own anything. We weren't breaking apart from the society that we woke up from, and we were still operating in that same society. So I figured, okay, if you're telling me that you're woke and you're supposed to be doing this, that, and the other, let's create the schools. Let's create our own banks. Let's create our own businesses. So that's how I came up with Ram in the Bush. Long story short.
Yeah, and it's a great thing, just because people always we talk like you were just saying, we say, but we never do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we talk a good game.
Oh,
we
yeah,
can talk. Oh, we can talk. We can know what needs to be done, but we don't do it. Just like I changed it. It's Ram in the Bush. It's not .com. It's .org now. I had to switch some things up, and just trying to really do some, just trying to really get some different things. But it's so hard to get people, because construction, for instance, we used to dominate that industry. Right now, you can't even. You might see one Black man on a construction site. You know who I see? Mexicans. And several construction sites I went to, and I said, hey, I'm trying to train some young men. I didn't say Black or white. I say train some young men in my foundation how to do construction. Can they, do you have a position, or can they come here and learn? And each time the manager would be, well, he's not here. The manager assistant would say, well, the manager's not here. And every time I went, he was saying he's not here. I said, well, did you get my information? Oh, I gave it to him, but he never called me. Okay. And then I said, what about the roofing? So met some Mexican guys, and I contact him, and yeah, we'll get with you, but you have to understand, Mexicans hire Mexicans. They don't hire Black people. White folk, they'll hire Mexicans, but they don't want, in these construction industries, they don't want to teach Black folk how to build. These are sites or businesses now that Mexicans and white folk have dominated. They don't want to hire Black folk. You can look around now. I don't see where are Black folk hired. Where are they working? Look around you. Where are they working? We don't see a lot of Black folk doing nothing. The unemployment rate is over the board. And now you got these immigrants coming in. Shh, you better come up with your own business, else you're gonna be back in the fields, honey.
Yeah. So all right, so let me and now consider, so I want to take it kind of like, when we at least give them the thing. So you can, it's different laws in different states, right? So it's
Hmm.
different things you got to do, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so, I can just look here and see how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I think of a name, you know what I'm saying? You get incorporators and initial directives, which I've been called, and I ain't gonna say that here, but I've been called Cassidra, who helped me out with that part, and then it's really about just as much as just filing the paperwork and buying and it does cost money, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it costs money. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
say, for kids, I want to say maybe $200,
Yeah, no,
if
like a
that. I'm
hundred
just
and
saying.
something. Yeah, it's like 100 and something. That's or
But
here,
then I'm talking
you
about
know.
the website. If you
Hmm.
want to do a
Oh yeah,
website,
yeah, true,
you know
true,
what I'm
yeah,
saying. So
true.
it does. Or if you want to do like say for instance, you want a nonprofit, or you want your own business, your own website. You can have an online store for $50. That's nothing. That's nothing. And just like you looking at the nonprofit, that's what, $150. I think I paid $150. And then if you want people on the board or not, it could just be you and your secretary, or you and your brother, you and your sister. It could be three of you guys. It doesn't take a lot. But go ahead, forecast. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
No, yeah, you're right. No, that's the point. Yeah, I wanted you to like break it down, and then it's not it's not hard, you know what I'm saying. But the hard part comes with the work you have to put in to build it up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Oh,
So,
it's work.
hmm
But if it's a great idea, if it's a great idea, people will grasp onto it. But just make sure that the people that you're using, for instance, when I first started, I was trying to use the government, and then I was sending people there from the schools because I hooked up with schools. And when I was sending them to the government, they weren't moving fast enough. It just wasn't moving. They told me I could call, or I was telling people to call, and they would call and they wouldn't get a call back. So guess what? That would make me look bad. So I said, go up there. Don't call. I stopped calling. So I said, start going up there. Then I started sending them up there. And then they was coming up with when I was sending inmates, they would say, hey, you need $300 to, because a lot of them wanted to do their CDL because they can get their own business that way, right? But then the state was telling them, hey, you need $300. Okay, you talking about a man that just got out of jail who has absolutely, it's not like the jail gonna give him a stipend coming out the door. Because even though he's been in there 12, 20 years, they don't give you a check to come out of jail, right? You have absolutely whatever you went in there. If you went in there with 50 cents 10 years ago, you still got 50 cents. You don't have a stipend. So you come out and you have nothing. So you need a license because your license expired, right? You need insurance, you need a car, you need all of the stuff. And a lot of them are on buses, so if you don't have a bus pass, then you can't get anywhere, and then so for you to go up and tell them, hey, you need $300, that was just ridiculous to me, because and I didn't know that. I was sending them up there, and then they calling me and say, Cassie, we need $300. I'm like, what do you mean you need 300? They never said that to me when I was up there. So a lot of stuff I began to bump heads with because they were either not calling these guys back, or you needed a whole this slew of stuff to get in the program, and they were just moving so slow. So I got so frustrated because they weren't moving, they weren't doing anything. So then I hooked up with a guy who does it in another county, and he was telling me his county moved a lot faster. So I started sending them to him, and he started working with them, and this county was just moving a whole lot faster because it was more white folk in that county than it was in my county. You understand what I'm saying? So I
right.
began to see the difference in the counties, and the more snow people you had, the more it moved, the better it moved. You understand what I'm saying? So when I saw more of us in the county, it was like snails, or hardly any movement. You understand what I'm saying? So it was kind of, I got really frustrated because what I was seeing. And then I would see guys, like I said, that would come out of jail who had a certificate of welding, But then you go on a job and you apply, they didn't clean their slate. So you actually don't come out with a clean slate. You come out with a slate, just like you got your same dirty diaper on. You walk around smelling, you walking around with this dirty diaper, and everybody know that you didn't been behind bars. Nothing changed. So therefore, people in the law state, as far as you got a felony, it's certain jobs you can't get. So instead of them expunging their records when they come out of jail, so that they can have a clean slate, you just served 20 years. Why is my slate still dirty? So instead of them cleaning it off and giving them a smooth slate, they don't do that. So it makes it even harder. So if you, I'm telling you, if you want your own business, you get your own foundation. Here are the nonprofits. Here it is. It's just better to do that than to depend on the government or the state or anybody but us to free us. Meaning you, Black folk. Google is your friend. If you want anything, it's going to take you stepping out to do it, creating your own businesses, creating your own nonprofit, and doing for self. Period.
Yeah, and the first part is just wanting to do this. This is the first step,
Mm-hmm.
and this is I ain't gonna say easy, but it is the easiest part, and so
Mm-hmm.
like it's doing that. So I'm gonna play this sisters a couple of these videos, but you could definitely speak up, say when I'll pause it.
And so I wanted to do a topic on how to get money when you're new and when you're a small nonprofit. Now, I talk about this topic a lot, so there are other videos on my channel. Now, before I jump into the 5 tips, I want to let you know that below, and also if you need. So the first tip is you got to be really clear on your why. Because if you want people to give you money, you have to be able to articulate to them why it's so important for them to give you your money. The biggest mistake you can make is just assuming that just because you say you're doing good work or just because you're a nonprofit, that people will just shower you with money. That is by far the biggest mistake you can make, taking for granted your nonprofit status, assuming that just because you're a nonprofit, that people are going to throw money at you. So why they need to give.
And I'm gonna skip through it because they long, so y'all can watch them by yourselves, and watch the whole thing.
Is make sure you have a budget. Okay. So, and even beyond just talking about a budget, it's just make sure you know what you need to spend and what you're spending it on. It's just that simple. And see, a lot of people overcomplicate the budgeting process because a lot of people are intimidated by it, or a lot of people assume it has to be some fancy like Excel sheet or some fancy looking document. And it's best to just keep it simple, but be thorough. So ask yourself, what do we need to do this year? Like in order to accomplish our goals, what do we need to do? And then ask yourself, how much will that cost? If we want to do it in this way or with this quality, how much will that cost? And so you ask yourself things like, okay, what kind of staffing or infrastructure would we need to make it happen this way, right? What kind of marketing and funding structure and the process, similar to what I just talked about with budgeting, it's around positioning yourself to receive money. Like you have to have the right structure and the processes in place to receive money. Right? Because if people feel like you're a little janky, or if they feel like you don't have the right processes, or it doesn't seem like you have the structure to be able to accept money or do the fiscally responsible thing, then they're not going to give you money. Giving money, again, is all about people's confidence in you. And if they don't have confidence in you, then it's less likely that they're going to work with you. So you need to do things.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna stop it there. So you want to say anything about that one, Cassidra? Let me see if she's still on there. You on mute, Cassidra?
I think I understand what she's saying, but I think we kind of jumped the wagon a little bit. We put the cart before the horse. I think people need to understand how to form it first, properly in order to get the money that they're trying to get, because it's, for minorities, there are a lot of hoops, and I mean a lot of hoops if you want to get some money. I remember when I had went through the state, right? I was trying to do the foundation through the state. I'm telling you, that thing was so hard for class. I was like, I need to hire. I mean, because I hadn't did it before, and I was like, God, I need to hire somebody to do this. And people want thousands of dollars. We thought 2 and 3 and 4 thousand, thousands of dollars, instead of them doing it for you and then getting paid. They want you to pay them these $5,000, $4,000, $3,000 to do it for you, and then you still might not get money. So that was real. That was a problem for me because I don't like giving away money when you have not, you can't even give me a guarantee if I'm gonna get money back. Okay. But the first thing I would think about is getting a name and searching the article and, getting the EIN and, making sure you have a name and making sure you name search first and making sure that you have, looked up the bylaws and stuff. And then, getting your board members together and really registering it through the state that you're in. Every state is different, so you can look up your state. But yes, for getting money for your foundation is just like, it's a lot of work. And I mean, you could make up these letters that you could take to the different stores, just depending on your different foundations, just like me and Katrina. You remember Katrina, right? You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hers, we were going to do something as far as down there with her, doing a hotel and getting her truck. But she was just, because she lives maybe in 2 hours from me. So to bring a lot of men down there and them going through the probation, it would have been a little harder. So what we're going to do, we were going to use my foundation, and she was going to teach them how to drive. But the thing about it was the lunches, eating and, paying for the hotel. So it could get a little pricey for people that don't have money. So it was kind of, it's really hard for me, every foundation is different. You got to find that niche. And sometimes you may be going around the block and you're supposed to be going around the other way, so you just got to find that perfect block to go around, that perfect spot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's hard. I don't want people to think that, but it's going to be work. So if you don't have time to work it, you're going to have time to work it.
Yeah, no, and this is why, and what, because I wanted you to like say, like, this is the hard. It ain't just gonna be like all like easy and all. It's like a lot of work that goes into it. And even the part where she was talking about like being janky and stuff, that means like actually being thorough with the things that you do with it. And that means that's why it takes time to do it. It's not a rush. It's not to like, you have to be about that business. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you have to, because when you look like us, people looking for it to be janky. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
especially other black people.
Right. And other black folk look at you like, and they looking, and when they looking down, like, looking at you crazy, and white folk looking at them, look at you crazy. Now they looking at you crazy because your own looking at you crazy. And so it's like, well, maybe I need to be looking at her crazy too. So it's just harder. And here I go again. It's just you hooking up with the right people. People know people. And I know that there was a guy that I was working with, and his wife was one of the board members of this, in the city. So her and I, he gave me her number, and her and I start talking. So it's just knowing people that know people, and it's networking. Period. Isn't it? And if I'm telling you what, if it's a good program, and it's a service for like children or inmates or dogs, I'm just saying, kids, it'll work. It will, because people like good services that's gonna help people, especially kids.
Yeah.
Inmates, they'll still work with you, but I'm telling you, when you come to inmates, it's just dead end. It's at another level when you're dealing with them, because people, society just don't care. If you tell them you've been in jail, whether it's your fault or not, they don't care.
Yeah,
they don't care.
You shouldn't have did what you did, Negro.
That's exactly what they're saying. But a lot of times they didn't do what they did. What they said
most of the time, right?
A lot of the time they were set up. A lot of times they were took a plea. A lot of times they was officers did some dirt. Because who's to say that everything come out of officer's mouth, judge gonna believe, because, and they know they lying, they know it, but hey, I'm not gonna go against that because that's money in my pocket. So
Yeah.
that's another form of slavery, and we need to be honest about that, because every inmate that goes to jail, that's $100 per inmate for the state. You know what I'm saying? So the state, the judge, the lawyers, the DAs, everybody that has stock in that prison is getting paid. So I think that's such a crazy thing, to where everybody's getting paid. If I put your black ass in jail, if I put one black man in jail, you got 5 different people that's getting paid off of that one black person because they put him in jail. And that's $100 per day per inmate for the state. But if I built the jail and I have stock in the jail, being an attorney, I'm going to fill that jail up. 95%. It's got to stay full. That's the contract that the state has with the jail. So if you don't have that thing 95%, you're getting sued by the jail.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to keep it full and you didn't. So you have a contract. So guess what? I'm going to keep it full, because if I don't, that's money coming out of my pocket. So it's almost like it sounds like it's something illegal, but nobody is saying anything. So who the hell cares?
Yeah, I mean, and we're gonna touch on that a little bit with the bond thing, but and by the way, they make more money off the prisons than they do schools.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They don't pay that much for the schools.
Absolutely. So if I can concentrate on taking them from school, connecting it to prison, everything that you actually see in a high school or a school looks what you see in a prison. And people don't understand that. The buses, the bleachers, you know what I'm saying? It's so many similarities, and we just really don't dig deep into this stuff. We don't understand that it's a whole system set up for your children not to know how to read. How is it you can go through 1st to 12th grade and nobody catches that you don't know how to read? So when I was trying to go in those schools to stop some of what they was doing, they told me, no, we have our own programs. You and I both know that their programs have never worked. So what program are you talking about, lady? What program? Tell me the program you have that you're even looking to see if it's working. You can tell it's not, because I'm an outsider looking in, and you inside, and you can't tell that program's not working. So you'll tell a mom or parent that's coming to you saying, hey, this is not working. Can we try something else? And you go, no, we're going to stick to our program. Well, why? Your program's not working. I know that, but we're going to stick to it because it's not working. It's not meant to work. And if I let you come in here, you're going to come up with a program that's going to stop my program. And then I'm going to lose money on these little boys going to prison. You feel what I just said?
All right.
Go ahead.
That's all facts. That's all facts. That's all facts, you know. All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit of this sister's what she's saying, and then I'm only gonna skim through it because, like I said, we ain't got that long. So,
what you want for this nonprofit, and you may not. So my first piece of advice is make sure you have a vision, right? Make sure you think through what you want for this nonprofit, and you may not know 20 or 50 years from now what that nonprofit will be, but you need to know for yourself, where are you taking this? Because a lot of times people just think to the next week or to the next month. They just say, I just want to help. But if you're structuring an actual business, which a nonprofit is, then you have to think through, what does that look like in year 1? What does that look like in year 3? What does that look like in year 5? Because the decisions that you make now will impact where you end up in year 3 and year 5. Second of all, you need to have a fundraising plan. Now, if you've watched some of my videos, hopefully you've heard me mention the fundraising plan, strategies, and the methods you're going to use to raise money, the people responsible for implementing those strategies, and deadlines around that. In the simplest form, it could just be that. So if you don't have a plan, number 3, this is something a lot of people don't realize about having a nonprofit and even about fundraising, but work your relationships. So a lot of people I found, at least in my community, like the Black community, a lot of people have this kind of thing with pride, where they feel like if they ask for something, it's a negative. Or if they leverage their relationships or talk too much about their nonprofit that it's a bad thing. It's a negative thing. Like they're using the people in their lives. But that's the complete opposite of how you should be thinking about it for your nonprofit. You need to leverage your relationships because it's through relationships where opportunities come. The more that you share with your networks what you're doing, a lot of the people want to know what you're doing and want to help you. So they may be connected to people who can present opportunities to you, or they may want to be an ambassador and speak on your behalf and spread your message. But that's not possible if you're not talking to them, if you're not nurturing those relationships. And here's the other thing: a lot of people think that having a successful nonprofit is more transactional. And what I mean by that is, I submit a proposal, you tell me yes or no, right? I go to you and I ask you for money or I ask you for something and it's yes or no, and then I go on about my way. That's not how deals are made. That's not how partnerships are made. It's have known you for a while or you're in my community. What's our commonalities? What are our similarities? What's of value to you that I can bring to the table? What's something of value that I need from you? How can we work together to make it happen towards this common goal that we maybe have, or this thing that we're both interested in and both invested in? It's about working and nurturing those relationships. You get money by nurturing relationships. You get partnerships.
All
Piece of
right.
advice: nonprofit visibility is so key to being successful. So when I say visibility, I just mean that people need to see you. People need to see you show up. They need to know your story. Why did you create the nonprofit? Why does the nonprofit need to exist? Who are you helping? What are they struggling with? What you need a team of people. And some of you are saying, well, people are not going to help me if I'm not paying them. That's not true. There's someone out there who cares a lot about what you're doing and why you're doing it and just want to help. They're looking for an opportunity to do.
All right. So yeah, what you think about that one, Cassandra?
I totally agree. You have to know the why. You have to know the vision. And guess what? Every as you go and grow, the vision could change. But you just have to make sure that you're not all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And that vision could be so
Mm-hmm.
big that you're trying to touch every, because there's so much to be done. And you literally want to do it all. You literally want to touch this, but you have to, for me, I gotta horn it back in because this needs to be done. This needs to be done. This over here needs to be done. I'm telling you. And right now, I feel that what I'm trying to do to retire is really getting in the way of my foundation. And that was my baby. That's my baby. But I'm saying, like, let me set up over here and then I'm gonna get back to this over here because there's so much to be done. And it's so many programs that, you have to just, know the vision. And like I said, as you grow, it's going to change. That vision is going to change because then you're going to see something else. Okay, let's attach this to it. And you grow in that area. Let's attach this to it. So that thing, and then you have to get help. You cannot do this by yourself. You cannot. So if you have a nonprofit, you may start off by yourself, or maybe you and your treasury or somebody. But as you grow, try to get people in like-minded people. Like you can get people that can get some scholarships, that can write scholarships. But a lot of, like I said, a lot of these people want to get paid before they do the work. But like she said, you may meet a couple people that'll say, "Hey, I'll work on that. I'm good at that. I already know how to do that." And then they'll kind of jump in there and help you out. But you have to know the why, and you gotta stay focused because that vision could get so big. But just keep, as you grow, keep adding other people in on it to help you. We can't do it by ourselves. We can't save the world. And if everybody is doing their part, then guess what? Things will get done. We'll get it done. I rest
Yeah.
my mic.
No, yeah, yeah, you're exactly right. And another main part to that too is like my brother says, get out there and talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Is building relationships. And then you like Cassandra said, you'll be surprised. Like I got people in my family who I didn't think would be on that type of stuff, even just looking like how they used to live, but now they are doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they may be having organizations through somebody else, but they have connections that could like help me. And then on my own, you know what I'm saying, just meeting, talking about, like just look up like club, like black organizations near you, and talk to those people. You know what I'm saying? It's like really that simple to like you know what I'm saying, meet with people and like politic with people. And then the more you like have built relationships and like community stuff, like, because if I could get connected to like one sister, she already has ways that you can you know what I'm saying, reach out to like certain, like where like Lowe's may sponsor something, like she already has that connect. And you know what I'm saying, my cousin happens to know her, so if you know what I'm saying, if I can talk to her, then you know what I'm saying, that's a whole nother thing. But that's just like on the big part of it is the connect. You talked about like with Katrina, you know, and she and all the things that she's doing because she built her own business. You know what I'm saying? So you can partner with other people. You know what I'm saying, and work together. But like, yeah, it can be one person. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Even with Katrina, she has gone to such another level as far as the schools now. I mean, it's just so much bigger than what it was. It's a lot bigger now. She's
that's
partnered with
good.
man schools and teaching in the school. I mean, it's gotten so much bigger, and it's bigger than what she even thought it was going to be. Every step it could blow your mind if you're in the right field and you're in the right area. And this is really truly something that you're supposed to be doing. You're going to network and you're going to meet the right people, because every day you're saying, okay, universe, bring me the right person that I need to get me to where it is you want this foundation to go. And trust and believe you'll meet people from all over.
Right. And you know, and just to close it out, because you know, I give, because Matron used to do this thing where she talks about like you can look on the thing and see if like grants, but you don't even have to be in the business to do that, because it may be a grant for something that you're doing, a project that you're working on, or anything like that. But especially if you have you already done the process of like doing the steps to creating a nonprofit, you know what I'm saying, you can just look out for you know grants.
About is going after the right grants. So a lot of people, because they don't understand the grant world a lot, they may assume that the only grants they can get is from the federal government. I have heard people say that. And one thing you got to remember is that there are all kinds of grants. There are foundation grants, corporate grants, and government grants. I break this down in my grants masterclass. I'll link it below so you can have that basic knowledge. After the right grants that fit you for the season you're in with your nonprofit. I always tell people to look at local community-based grants. A lot of grant giving is geographically based. So if an organization has a tie to that area, particularly corporations, if they have a tie in that area, meaning maybe the founder of the organization is from that area, or they have a large presence in that area, or they have a location in that area, they in any kind of fundraising. And I consider grant writing as a part of fundraising. Relationships matter. So you're more likely to get funding if the organization has some kind of connection to you, or some kind of connection to someone
Right.
who knows you.
And one thing about it, right? Because a lot of these corporations, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, well I did it for the quote unquote inner city." You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, like, because you, and especially with some terminology, you be like minorities, people of color, but we know what we mean. I know I'm not giving it to nobody, you know, but black people, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But like, even just the language that you use through said organization, you know what I'm saying? They got it so where you got to say certain things, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you wanted to add something.
Exactly. Even what you just said, I know who my base is. But if you want, just like this, the one, if there was a woman that was doing, was doing grants just for Black women, and they're coming against her like crazy. And I'm like, no, we don't say that. We don't ever say it's for a certain group of people. You know what I'm saying? But just like, let me just prime example. If you going moving in an all white neighborhood, right? And I come there, they're not going to say, "Oh, this is for all white people." They're not going to say that. They're going to show you. They're not going to say it, but you're not going to get in that neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's, we have to maintain um, maintain what you're doing, and you know your focus, you know what you're trying to do, and you know your base, just like they know their base. They work with their, they do what they can and they do what they need to do, and that's just what it is. So this is not anything new, okay? But when we come up and say, oh, I'm gonna just do for, you don't, we just don't say that, right? But we all know what happens, right? Because you don't see
Mm-hmm.
any um people that look like me in that foundation. You know what I'm saying? Or getting those,
Mm-hmm.
because my a friend of mine, she went up for some grants, and it was, and she was networking in her area. But she said, you know what, Cass? She said everybody who got grants didn't look like, none look like her. You understand? So they didn't say, they just showed you, right? But what could you do? You couldn't do anything, could you? You couldn't say anything because they'll look at you like, what are you talking about? Well, it's not
Mm-hmm.
like that, but it really is.
Yeah.
If y'all understand what I'm saying, so you have to kind of just, if people say, hey, I got, this is a group over here. Yeah, okay, thank you. I appreciate that, but that's just how it is. I rest my mic.
No, yeah, I mean, and that's a fact, just like that black woman who had the organization for black women, and they tried to sue her and try
Yeah,
to stop her,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? So,
yes, that's what I'm saying. Because she had the wrong title up there. You understand what I'm
hmm
saying? You ain't got to
exactly.
put it in a title. Just like remember the black folk that bought the 100 acres of land, and I guess somebody tried to buy some land, and all sometimes you just have to say, hey, that land is sold, or it's not up for sale. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because it's always going to be a stepchild that's going to want to come in there and try some things, and you just don't give them, we just don't give that leverage out. We just don't do that, because they got the money to, to do this and the other, to fight and all this crazy stuff. You just don't even put yourself in a predicament like that. So for me, I wouldn't have ever said, oh, this is just for, for 2-year-olds. No, but I'm saying, but when you go in there, you see, oh, look at all these babies around here. But you could, it goes without saying,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact, and that's just how it goes right now until like we can always be like, let's fund ourselves and we can be like, forget it's only for we can always do that, but that's what I would prefer, but unfortunately, it'd be hard, but
So read
applying
what
for
Matron said. Let's read that comment right there. That's an
oh,
amazing
okay,
comment
let me
right there.
see.
You see that comment? Hey,
Oh no, I couldn't
Bakari
see
and
the
Raw.
chat.
Hey, y'all. Matron.
Yeah, I couldn't see the chat. Let me pull it up.
Yeah. She said, this is the
All
other
right.
side of the thing, that your program is competitive, which competitive programs, you get more control over the recipient. And that is so true,
Yeah.
because you already know what you're trying to do. Everybody else trying to figure it out, but you moving forward. And yes, you'll get, everybody will bring everybody else, but and you be like, oh, okay, but you still over here doing what you got to do over here, because you already know your focus. That's why a lot of people, you can give, but you can't. I don't need you on the board. We don't have the same vision. Not if I know that your vision is way out there. I don't need you on my board. So if you want to give, that's cool. Go ahead and give, but you can't have a say in what I do with my foundation. What I do with my foundation that's the vision that God gave me. He didn't give my vision to you. He gave it to me. So if you want to donate, hey, let's donate. But you can't say, okay, I'm gonna donate this, but I only want you to give it to blah blah blah. That's not, I don't want your money. That's not how we're gonna do it. And I
Right.
already, I let them know that, even coming in, this is, you want to donate, let's donate and keep it moving.
Yeah. Yeah, and hey, by the way, shouts out to my brother Bakari, shouts out to Raw, shouts out Matron, Afro, Native World, shouts out. I appreciate all of y'all for coming through. But yeah, Matron is absolutely right, and you're right, that's just a part of that's just how it is, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know,
And
um,
I do think that that's where we missing it. That's where we missing it at. That's where we're missing it. We think we have to
mhm.
say, "Oh, I'm doing da da da." No, you don't have to say. You don't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to.
you don't have to say anything.
Yeah, just do your
Hmm.
foundation and keep moving.
Right.
and you get further, than you putting stuff in their face and they, oh, let's go and do this, that, and the other. No, no, you don't have a reason to do that because I'm not putting, we not putting certain items out there, for it to be attacked. No. And I
Right.
think that's where my sister messed up at when she said, oh, this is just for, it could have just been for, but not, the, hey, everybody. No, we don't have to do that.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, you don't have to say anything. Like even like you can give the information. You know what I'm saying? Give the knowledge, give the inspiration, all of that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But then like what I'm saying, it is what it is until you break their system. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, exactly. And as
Because
you work and you are breaking their system, as you work in your system, as you're doing what you're supposed to do, and people you're growing, sooner or later you'll be so grown that nobody can touch you.
yeah, and because for them it's nothing but like, oh yeah, we did this for the minority, so we can say, what I'm saying,
But
this
if
and
you really look closer, a lot of the minorities that they gave it to was white women.
hmm yeah,
Let's be honest. A lot of that stuff didn't go to the inner city. It went to an inner city. It went to a white uh
the meth house.
yeah, it went to a white program in an inner city, and they called it, well, I'm in here working for the inner cities, but it ain't number white kids in there. You understand what I'm saying? If
hmm
you really was honest, you really look to see where half of their money goes, check it out and you'll see where it really goes. We'll see what's
Yeah,
behind that inner city.
yeah, that's a
Okay,
fact.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, because it's just like all of the like if you get one of those black owned things, it's people of color. You know what I'm saying? It's different, and that includes white bitch, white females. You know what I'm saying? Um, but and this is another thing because like and shouts out to Matron because like she put me onto a lot of grants. I remember we was just talking about the Kroger nonprofit grants that you like. I ain't gonna click on it, but it's like 100. It's like lots of them. And then if you look in your local area, if you have like certain things, or like you may even be able to get like like gift cards or something to
Yeah.
Kroger, and
Hmm.
then even when you like look at that as building relationships with the young men in your
Hmm.
community, because if I just go out like, hey, y'all need to be like this and this and this and now, and I'm not doing nothing for them, why the hell are they gonna listen to me? At
Right.
least if I give them $15 to go to Kroger and get something to eat, you know what I'm saying, they'll be more
Exactly.
likely to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not a one man thing. So like just even little things like that, if you like try to like yo, I'm going to host this fundraiser for like
Yeah.
the water thing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
just be like other places didn't get it. So they might sponsor it just to be like a tax write off, and then I get these gift cards just because I was a part of this quote unquote event, and then I'm able to give it to a bunch of young brothers that's in like if like here like Jackson Ward or something or whatever
Hmm.
the hood is near you. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's just little simple stuff like that you can do, and it's easier to do with a nonprofit, especially if it look like if you have done like legit work and all of that stuff, and built it up and built. But the hardest part about all of it is the building the relationships part, because that's the part that makes it real. Like, is your relationships with other people, so that you can like build it and do the things like getting out there and actually talking to the people in your local areas. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like so. Um, but yeah, you want to say anything else? Cause
Well, even with that, what you were saying, we have to get to the point where you can even have like your corporate letters, your foundation letters, that can, you're taken to the different businesses and, begin to help the community. And you can get, like you said, the gift cards, and, you can get the different, um, whatever, the gift cards or whatever, the store, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So just put your stuff in, just have the vision, where you're going, who is your, what's your why, and what base are you looking to help. People need that letter. Just have that vision, that letter, that vision in writing. So when they go on your website, they can see the vision. This is what we do. And I even have Realm in the Bush pulled up so we could go there a little later if you want to. Just, how we've set it up as far as the vision, as far as what we're really trying to do. And for them to even be able to go to your website. Because a lot of times they're going to ask you, whether you use a website, they're going to ask you, what's your website? Where's your website? Where's your website? That's the
Yeah.
first thing they want to see how professional your website is and how it looks.
Yeah. Yeah, we could definitely pull it up you know how to share it?
Yeah, I do. I think, yeah. Hold on, let me see. I
Okay.
think I
All
did
right,
it
I'm
over
gonna
here. Go ahead.
uh
No, you finish what you were doing. Go ahead, finish what
oh
you were
no,
doing.
no, that was it. I was just gonna show some nonprofits that's coming up now. That was it to it. We're gonna touch on the bond thing a little bit if you want to, or we can, talk
Oh,
about it
sure.
later.
If you want to touch on it, sure, we can touch on it. Yeah.
No,
I'm
yeah,
so,
so
okay,
yeah,
let me
but I want to show some positive stuff. So all right, I'm sharing your screen now.
can you get in there up there, or do I need to do it on this end?
No, it's already on there. I can see it already.
Oh, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it already. There you
Oh,
go.
okay. Okay. Yeah. So this is we had to redo a few things on here. Um, and this is just we just kind of wanted to change a little bit, and then we did put like the vision on there, as far as what we were trying to do in the dedication and the empowerment. And I also have like the vision written down, so if I give it out in a pamphlet. And this is just the training that we offer in the mechanics, life insurance, which is so much needed. And my girlfriend, that is what she does. She offers the life insurance, and the resume writing, so we do HVAC. These are just some of the programs that we do offer. And a lot of times, like the early childhood, we send them to like either the community college, just I think a 10-month program. If you want to do painting, just H&R Block for the tax preparers, web training, CDO, So this is just to see how you can set it up. I think it's just a little. We wanted to change it up a little bit, so that's what we did. And then we put it to about us, and then we kind of didn't have a lot of pictures of us on the thing. I just don't, For me, I think that's for me. I think you putting a picture of your face on there and all that stuff. You don't need to put all that on there and stuff. Of myself. I think what this is just showing them what we do. Getting the on the job training. It's just just to put a few things out there to let people know this is what we do, and how after 12 months you can obtain your certification to obtain your own business, or you can continue, because we do understand that a lot of people are not business owners, but they this you can continue working where you are and just continue working for them, which is okay, because everybody's not entrepreneurs, which is cool. We understand that. But the ones that we are, and the business for my foundation is all about us creating entrepreneurships in our communities, like doctors and doulas. And I was really trying to, but I'm telling you, that doula thing is locked down. It's so hard to get with people that want to share information with us. So we still want to get into that doula thing if we could.
Hey,
They're
it's a
so
sister.
busy.
I'm sorry. There's a
Uh-huh.
sister here that's well, I haven't thought about hitting her up because I ain't, but now that you say that, I guess I should, like, because she just opened up one here, if in like Southside somewhere.
She opened up her own, really?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
we
a
need
place.
that. That's something much needed in our community. I think that should go nationwide. If you tell me that you're tired of dying and you're in their hospitals and you're dying, what are you going to do about it? Oh my God. Is that showing really super big on your end?
Yeah, yeah, you can see it. Well, I don't know if y'all can see it in the chat. I can see it good. Yeah, this is your website is like really professional. You know what I'm saying?
It's so good. Now that's the book and the journal that I have. And then of course we got the cups and the t-shirts. We got next. I'm always had that. That's my favorite saying. We got next.
Hmm.
So those are just a couple things. And then of course we have the contact us, us page. get in touch with us, reach out. So yeah, we just wanted to, I think, people looking, that's what they want to see. They want to see if it's professional, if if you really about your business, because they always want to look at us and say, oh, you guys are, they always want, somebody always gonna have something to say. And
Yeah.
this is another one. I'll try to see if I can pull it. I'm gonna stop sharing for now because this is another one
Okay.
that I want to show you.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
let me
come back.
know when you want to pull it up. But
Okay.
and that's the thing, because a part of it is not just saying, that's why I wanted to even like talk a little bit about it, because I'm not an expert. I learned from like Cassidra, from like Matron and stuff like that, about doing that. So even just having your own website and all of that, and how important it is, like when you're talking and or doing certain things, you know what I'm saying, depending on your vision and what you're trying to accomplish. But if you want to do certain things, and which most of the time you're going to have to go ahead and just do that. Now you can learn how to do it yourself and save time, or you can go to another black person who knows how to do it and put money in their pocket. But you know the thing is, right, because even with like the brother, I can't like make a, like, what I'm saying, black grocery store for you if that's like your vision. I can help you, and maybe there are grants and stuff that can help you do that kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Hold on. I was trying to. I don't think I did it. Hold on. I put the wrong thing in there. Hold on.
Okay. All right, what's
You
going
go ahead.
on it? Huh?
You keep on talking for a minute. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Okay. Yeah. So what I was gonna do is just um, yeah, let me know when you got it up. Because
Okay.
that's what I'm doing now, is just showing like positive stuff. So like just let me know when you pull it up. Now I haven't talked about like tech and nothing like that, but this is just some positive nonprofits that's been in the last couple of days. Um, you got it?
Hold on. I was trying to see. I think I messed it. I don't know what it's under. Hold on. Because I was going to show you something else. Let's see. Okay, here it is. Let me go come back over here.
Wow.
Now this is just another business that a friend of mine had, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. And I do, like you said, I do believe in sharing. If I know that somebody is really good at something, um,
All right,
I'll
what's on
pay
there?
them to do it. I'll pay them to do it. I don't, believe in not sharing the love. you
Right.
know, if this is your gift, I let you do your gift. And this is another business that's out there, and this is black owned, and this is and they do like housing and apartments and renting short term, long term in the Myrtle Beach area, couple areas. And they do short term, and you can rent from 3 months, 6 months. Um, I'm just showing you. And of course, they have their vision, um, and of course, frequent questions, the length of stay. Because, like I said, everybody's going to ask you for your website. And if you have a professional website, that's all they want to see. Because I remember before I got into Around the Bush, and before somebody was working on my website, that was the first thing everybody kept asking me, where's the website? What's your website? And I said, hold on, I have got to get that website up. Because that's what everybody wanted to see. And it's just, and this is in the Myrtle Beach area. If anybody has ever gone to the Myrtle Beach, and I think she only does like 3 months, and 3 months or more short term leasing, and she rents them by the rooms. But this is, something she wanted to do, and she's making it happen. That's what it's about.
Yeah, it look nice.
And that's it. So we have to get, if we're being about our business, we have to be about that business. And we cannot wait for other people to do it for us. We have to do it for ourselves. Um, and it's not that hard. Like you said, you pay somebody to do, and I'm gonna stop sharing. That's just another business, a black-owned business that I know. We pay for people to do what we want them to do. We patronize other people, and I'm gonna tell you. I remember one time, I was talking to my girlfriend, and she was looking for somebody to clean it, and I said, well, I know somebody. No, a guy friend said he knew somebody, and first thing she said, well, are they black? And that's what we should be doing. And he goes, no, they're Chinese. She goes, no, they got to be black. And I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because we always trying to promote other people instead of promoting black folk. And she came out and said, no, I only support my own. So if you find a black cleaner, I'll be more than happy to take her. But it has to be somebody black. And I was so proud of that because she stuck to her guns, even though it was somebody, that was probably working with the Chinese, which does, they do. But she was like, no, I don't want, they have to look like me, which is what we have to do. We have to start doing that. We have to start supporting us. And these are different ways. If we say we're going to do this, we need to stick with us and support us and do for us. And that's the only way that us is going to be free.
Yeah, that's all facts, Right, and let me because hold on. I want to show you because I showed it earlier, but just another professional website, the the Smoothie
Mhm.
Queen website,
Smoothie
is just
Queen.
another,
Mhm.
So
Yes.
definitely shouts out to
Amazing.
her, and it was on point, what I'm saying? They
Yes.
deliver, and you know, but this is just some I'm gonna just skim through it, maybe with what, consider I don't know, I guess we'll talk. You want to try to talk about the bonds next time,
Yeah,
instead
that's
of
cool.
this time.
Whatever. Yeah. Whatever you decide to do is cool. That's
All
cool.
right,
Yeah.
all right. So I'm gonna just show like some positive stuff instead of
Yeah.
because that would be a whole nother thing, and I'll probably will make it'll probably be a whole nother thing. So
But we could talk about, yeah, that's cool.
uh, all right, so
Because I
we'll do
think
that
this is
one on the next.
important for us to understand how it's time for us to be free mentally to know that this is stuff that what people are doing, that we can do this. If you
Yeah,
talking about retiring, and you setting up properties, you're setting up your own websites, you're doing it now. So if you just like Oni, I know Oni is talking about moving to Africa, setting up a business here. Because I remember at one time I was talking about moving, but then I was thinking I was thinking about, man, I want to move, but I didn't want to, didn't have anything set up to do it. And I'm like, wait a minute, why am I trying to do this now? Let's set up some stuff first, and then you can make this American money and you can move over there and have your American stuff going here. So we have to really understand how we're supposed to be doing this. And I do believe that now is the time for us like never before to get our own, because with these immigrants and all this other stuff coming, we better have some books, some t-shirts, some drawers, some socks, something that you selling, some sex toy. I don't care what it is. I'm just coming up with some stuff. But you're gonna have to, you better have your own business going now, including if you have a job. Okay, don't just give more of your time toward that job and not your own. You should be working harder for yourself than you are for a job. If you're working 8 hours for that job, you need to be working 16 hours for yourself to get that thing off the ground. You are promoting like crazy.
yeah, yeah. Um, all right, let me play this.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects employment in the industry will grow almost 11% from 2022 to 2032 in the U.S.
But there is a huge disparity in the number of people of color working in the tech industry, and one nonprofit in Philadelphia is trying to change that by giving kids in the city the code to getting a tech job.
Inside Boys Latin Charter School in West Philadelphia, these students are learning something only 0.5% of people in the world can do.
Just to kind of refresh our memories of what we've been learning with Python programming.
The boys are learning how to write computer code.
Yes.
So, here's our warm-up create an elevator function that will run a specific lines of code.
They're using the software program known as Python.
Python is basically its own coding language with a lot of things that at first glance don't make much sense until you actually start to really read into it and understand what it means.
Code is the language of a computer, and a small group of engineers and professionals in technology from Philadelphia are teaching these students how to speak that language.
There are a lot of people who want to learn software development and programming, and that there is an education gap when it comes to that type of curriculum.
Ian Kimball is the co-founder of Black Tech Philly. He and his team are part of the nonprofit introducing young people of color a path toward the technology industry.
It's not a mystery that in a lot of industries, Black people are severely underrepresented. You can look at different DIE reports from some of the biggest tech companies, and you'll find that oftentimes people who identify as Black or African American don't even make up 10% of that workforce for that company.
It means so much, right? So we service Black and brown boys.
Eros Uthman Olukokun is the school leader at Boys Latin.
And when I think about technology and the way that is being utilized and just all of the different opportunities that they are within those careers, having them being able to come in and really teach our young people coding, right, and technology, and having them engage in it and being able to build skills that they're going to be able to utilize right now, right, or beyond, and just being able to build that interest is something that's been beautiful and something that we truly appreciate.
So this is my smartwatch program that I made. I was thinking about this when I saw an ad for a smartwatch. The coding program, it intrigues me a lot, and I find it interesting to do. It's like an entire another world or space, if you can imagine.
My name is Tayshawn Bridges. I'm a 9th grader here at Boys Latin.
All right, yeah. So, it's a couple. That's a good thing, right?
Yes, I love it. Even with that, I'm telling you, cyber. Remember the cybersecurity. I'm telling you, recruiting for cybersecurity, 18 months. I'm telling you, if you have a son or daughter that just don't know what to do, put them into cybersecurity. Look that up. Cybersecurity. You're talking about $80,000 coming out with an associate's degree. 10-month programs they have for a master's in 10 months connected to the associates. You're talking about another $120,000. Then you're talking about a master's. You're talking about almost $170,000 to $200,000. I mean, we're gonna have these cars coming out, right? Biden's talking about the electric cars, or whoever's talking about the electric cars. Who's gonna fix on those cars? We have to understand you got to look into the future. The future is electric cars, cyber, driving those trucks, AI. Who's going to program AI for us? Who's going to drive those trucks when it's time? Who's going to program those trucks to be driven? Who's going to program the cars? Who's going to repair the cars? You got to understand what's coming. You have a child, cyber security, electronic engineering. That means you're going to break that thing down and rebuild that computer back up from the ground up. You need to put them into that. It's a lot of our children don't know what they want to do. Okay, this is what you can do, child. I want you to get into this 18-month field. Do this, save your money, stack your bread. So when you do find out what you want to do, you can use that money to finance your new career or your new job, your new whatever endeavors. But until you decide or know what you're going to do and you're 18, go ahead and make some cyber money. I'm just saying, until you decide what you want to do.
Yeah, Afro Native World said, yeah, Python is very popular and widely applicable language. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a great, and shouts out to all the tech people. I haven't talked about the tech thing in a minute where the brother used to come on.
Yeah, that right there is nothing but the truth. That tech, oh yeah.
Now there's a couple more,
Chicago, the tools they need to become future leaders.
Absolutely. This program, after finding out they want a $250,000 grant to expand.
I am smart. I am young. I am super sweet. I am sassy.
In the shape of hearts, Jamila Tramiel shows us work
became, bigger than what I could even ever imagine.
Her mission is to empower young girls in underserved areas to become confident and leaders of tomorrow.
Right, you hear like underserved, underprivileged, all
Why
of these
is it always
terminologies.
that? Why is it? Are we the only ones? Are there underserved, underprivileged white folk out there? You got trailer parks, right? So is it just us? What does that mean? I don't understand all this talk. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's just
For
what you
character
gotta, because
development,
you
career
can't be
readiness, and
racist.
civil
That's why they don't want
engagement.
to hear that part. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna make them
Girls
mad
who
for
may
that.
not have positive role models in their life. But even if they do, we serve as that village that our girls need to accomplish their dreams.
Since starting
All right, so
Beginning until even from now, it really makes me realize the impact that Ladies of Virtue has on the life.
because not only older brothers need to talk to younger boys, but older women need to talk to younger girls too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were taught to do. That's what we're taught to do. And that's what we should be doing.
Right. All right, hold on. This is another one.
About how her nonprofit, Loving the Skin I'm In, is helping Black and brown families find community.
A lot of our kids go to school.
If I get that Black and brown, I'm so sick of it. I don't know what the hell to do.
You might as well say people of color.
That's what's the first man says, people of color. What the hell? When do we become people of color? I hate that terminology. When you're talking about people of color, you're not talking about Black people. Just say melanated folks or something. I hate that word people of color because half the time they're not talking about you, Black folk. They talking about the Mexicans. They talking about everybody but you. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the words they used to use, the urban areas.
What are you talking
about? I'm doing this for the super predators.
Yeah. Okay, Hillary Clinton. Okay.
Color in their class. So when they come and participate in our meetings, in activities, or their parents connect, they know they have this
to fill a need.
Hairstylist or
this is another one. I'm trying to. This is just all from the last couple. This Black History Month stuff. So they just had to fit in everything that was going on Black History Month. But there's good brothers out here. I just wanted to show that there is brothers and people. And if you go out there and talk to people in your community, it's not going to be everybody, but there are going to be people out there doing stuff that you can link with that's probably close to you. You know what I'm saying? And even if you can even meet them online now just by reaching out to them, if you don't just go to an event or something, like just different things that you can do, just to politic and build relationships, because business or not, relationships is still one of the most important things that you can build, that we need to build within our communities. Hell, like opening the door for another brother, like, yeah, come on, brother, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Just little stuff, like speaking when I see another Black man,
yes,
and every time they speak back, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we don't know the code. Like, that's what make me be thinking, like, when people say that, because we know what's up, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, just speak when you see them, hold the door open, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
For a brother, or for if you're a sister, hold the door open for another sister,
Exactly. And stop putting your head down when you walk past them. I hate that. And I'll look at them and I'm like, really? You seriously don't just walk past and not, you making eye contact and they put their head down and look all up and around. You're like, really? Come on. We have to stop that.
Yeah. And as it make us easier for us to support each other, and that's not just financial. If you see me getting beat up, if you think, no, I don't know who I am, you'll be more likely to be like, step in and be like, hell, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that,
And networking is so important. It's so important because you always find out somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that can help you. And closed mouth don't get fed. You have to tell people what you're looking for, what you need. Knocking, that door gonna open, right? Okay, seeking you shall find. But if you sit there in your corner and just keep it to yourself what you need, you don't know who knows who to help you. It's always, your help is always going to come through somebody else. So if you don't understand something, ask. If you don't know something, ask. If you're trying to step out, Google is your friend. You have other people that's into stuff that, like you said, look, Facebook groups. Those are important groups. I like to travel. The next place, hey, let me Google that place and get in a Facebook group so I can understand about. We have to use what's at your fingertips. If you want to know about a business, join that Facebook group and get all the advice you can, because people love to share. They do. There's no reason why we cannot have our own communities, our own businesses, even starting right here and right now. Because a website is only what, by the time you get that thing together, what, $29.99? Spotify, you drop shipping, You get your domain, your name, your domain. Come on, that's what, maybe $6, and then to pay for a website, that's $29.99. So that's what, $70, $60 that you can have a whole website, not touching any product. There's no reason whatsoever you can't have your own business.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. And by the way, consider if anybody have questions, you want to put the link in there. I don't think nobody will come on, but
Oh, absolutely. You got the link up there?
all right, let me put the link in there real quick, and then we're gonna finish. And if nobody come on by the time we watch the last like 2 or whatever, then
All right,
we'll
some
just
questions in the chat. We're here.
yeah,
This
or
is,
anything to add, or if we're wrong, or
yeah.
you can
If you
definitely
got some
whatever.
corrections, please. It might be something I don't know. Please help me. I don't know everything. Please help me.
Right. But okay, yeah. So but no, yeah, I definitely appreciate it. And we're gonna talk about because that might be a interesting conversation next time about the bonds. That's why I want to just let it be its own thing because this is important here
Yeah.
too. Because this is ways that we can just because not everybody is going to be on the what they really have to do, but there's small changes if that's what you want to make. It's the small, everything is a battle on every front, But all right, so let me play that.
One of the nonprofits pioneering efforts to address the healthcare disparities plaguing men of color.
Here, one man's journey from incarceration to empowerment and how the Black Men's Health Clinic is making a difference in his life.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Robert Lilly is a beacon of hope in his community.
Wonderful day. Wonderful day. Yeah.
Part of his mission is letting more people know about the Black Men's Health Clinic, or BMHC, which addresses healthcare disparities faced by Black and Brown communities. The nonprofit also provides unique programs like discounted haircuts for patients.
Any plans today? Yeah, I got a responsibility over at the courthouse.
Robert discovered BMHC while in prison.
I'm 53 years of age. I've spent approximately 21 of those 53 years incarcerated. And I heard a minister once say that your ministry grows out of the context of your crisis.
Since his journey from incarceration to empowerment, he's been helping younger people who may be facing similar challenges.
I'm a criminal justice participatory defense organizer, and I work for an organization called Grassroots Leadership. And so my work primarily revolves around seeing prisons become a phenomenon of the past.
As part of his advocacy, Robert emphasizes the importance of addressing health concerns and finding a safe space for healing and support, such as at the BMHC.
Being sick in this society and not knowing how to get treated is a very terrifying thing. And, there are ailments that were in my body that I did not know how to address. And I needed some place where I could be safe and I could feel like telling my business wasn't going to come back and harm me. When I walk through that door and I have that physician address me and take the time to hear my story, that's a game changer for me. That means a lot.
All right. Take care.
All right, yeah. So that's a good thing,
Man, that is really good. My thing is, forecast, what in the world could a person have done to spend 21 years in prison, in a jail, in a cell? I don't believe in prisons. I don't believe in a person. Now, I'm going to tell you what I do believe in. I believe that if you just say, for instance, you just up out the blue, just shoot somebody in the head and kill them. Now, that's different. But if you are defending yourself or you are in a system, okay? If you are in a system, and he said something about he was sick, but that sickness was created by a society that you lived in, and you happen to go off because of all the pressures, is it really his fault that the system was created for that to happen? So now you flipped. Now I get to put you in jail for 50 years or 60 years, or when Biden's law made a law just for a certain group of people. So if you had just a little bag of weed or you crack or whatever, but the cocaine, which was the crack, you just did it a different way, but you're going to give me more time. But your white boy, your snowflake over here, you would got no time, but it was your son who was a whole crackhead. You know what I'm saying? So it just really disturbs me to see a man spent 21 years out of his 50, he's 53. He spent 21 of those years behind bars. For what reason? And a lot of times it don't help because you get institutionalized, so that's the only place you can function, which is on purpose. It's on purpose. But that bothers me that we are not fighting to change this whole system, because we know that it's a system for us, for Black folk. But for Black people not to fight against that system, that's the saddest thing.
Consider think think about it, right? If you get $100 a day, how much is $100 for
Per
21?
inmate.
Yeah, I'm saying just
2
for this
million.
one, just for this one brother, right? You get $100 a day for 200 years.
Yes. Ain't that
Well,
something?
not 200 years, but I mean
But
21 years.
for 21 years, that's a
Yeah.
lot of money, and that's just one. But you got over 2 million, isn't it? Like 2 million in American jails? Is it more than that? So if you have $100 times 2 million, 2 million inmates? Okay, how much is that? That's a lot of money, and you splitting that among the DAs, the judges, which is it's got to be something illegal, because that means that I'm financing. I'm the judge, so I have stock in this prison here. Isn't that kind of unconstitutional or something? What's that called? What's that called? When
Conflict
I'm
of interest.
Yes, okay. Don't you think that's what that is? So if I'm the judge and I got a prison over here that I got to keep filled 95% of the time, because I promise I got a contract with the state, and the state says I'm gonna sue you if you don't keep this jail full 95% of the time. I'm gonna sue you. What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm a judge, and I'm a DA. I'm an attorney. I'm the prosecutor, and I got a whole bunch of Black babies over here. What am I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna keep that jail filled, and I'm gonna keep it lying in my pockets. And then when I get tired, I'm gonna let the next judge come up who got some stock too, because all my judge buddies got stock in this prison, right? They all got stock. So you have millionaire judges, millionaires, and that's where the bonds comes in, because those judges, for real, their surety bonds could be taken away. Seriously, and people don't even understand that, but we're gonna talk about that later. These same judges who have stocks in these judges that they're filling with bodies, Black bodies. Because you white folk go, but they got to, Peyton, they got to kill 9 people first. But all the time, Peyton, was doing some crimes and getting pat on the wrist and let go. He never went to jail. Joe Biden got a whole crackhead son and never went to jail. Okay, but got pat on the hand. He had a whole weapon. Somebody else went to jail. He got a pat on the hand again. So when do we get mad enough to want to change the system? When do we get mad? Because that is, that's totally illegal, I think. How can you? That's totally illegal. I'm filling my pockets with bodies, and I'm giving them 25 and 30, 40 years because I can, and nobody's gonna say anything. Because who cares about them little N-words?
Yeah,
Nobody.
but that's the
That I
thing though.
created.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like they're Europeans. You remember that picture I showed you of the Neanderthal, and she looked just like the Neanderthals. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like so like they're never gonna go by their law. That's why we'll like
It's not for them.
Yeah,
So
like
their kids can literally kill people. Do this one little guy, okay? He did so much dirt, and the judge said, "Oh, he's fine, he's fine, he's fine." This little boy went home, set his grandma's house on fire. Oh, he no jail time. Set his mama's house on fire, no jail time. Then he turned around and burned the whole family up. Now he's got to go to jail. Well, why he wasn't in jail the first time he set somebody's house on fire? Because the judge told him, "Oh, I think he's rehabbed. He's done his little time. What, a little 6 month here and 6 month there, or 30-day here and a 30-day there." So you know what we've created in this society, that you can, but you can't. Don't you even try it, because you're going to jail for 20, 30, 40 years. Brewster Street. Remember that Brewster's, what movie? We just seen a movie, and it was about, I think it's Brewster or something on Netflix. And it's about the Black guy who went to jail. Police officer set him up, right? Because he got mad at him for something else. So he sent this guy away for 25, 30, 40 years. Are you serious? Because you mad at me? And you set me up? This is what's happening in our justice system, and your FBI knows about it. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, yeah, and we're gonna come back next week, and
We got
well,
to.
y'all, they probably going to be a part of that conversation, and there's a because I'm gonna even explain why I've never even talked about it, because people have got mad at me for not talking about that before,
Oh, we're gonna talk about it. I ain't scared.
Mm, yeah,
I love I love talking about things that people don't want to talk about. Let's talk about
hmm
it. It's time to talk about it. It's time to put some stuff in people's faces. Let's start being real about stuff that we seeing that we trying to ignore because white folks said it doesn't exist. Well, hell yeah, it exists. We experience every day. Because you don't mean it don't exist. We experiencing it. And we telling you it exists. But you try to tell us you trying to walk in my black shoes, but you're not black. So you don't know what I go through every day. But you try to tell me what I'm telling you exists. You try to tell me, oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't happen to me. What are you talking about? Okay, well now it's time for you to sit down and learn, so that I can help you to understand the experience that I've gone through and I'm still going through every day. Has to have a seat. Don't say nothing. Sit down and learn and take notes.
yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So let me play this.
To review and get a free meal.
And as part of a program aimed.
Kaylee Starl shows us how you can get on the sweet deal.
Mom and grandma. And that's my grandmother that owned the restaurants.
Owning restaurants runs into Myra White's blood.
Third generation chef. So I kind of been in the restaurant business and around restaurants all my life.
And that's the thing right there, consider she was like third generation, and it's like when you talk about
And how many black folks say that third generations? Go ahead. I said, how many black folks say that third generations, and we continuing it? You got third generations of what now? EBT?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, because I know you mention that all the time. So
Been in the restaurant business and around restaurants all my life.
Her business, Delicious Bites, opened in Wauwatosa just over a year ago.
I absolutely love it. I get caught up in here, and I'm in here and after hours because I really just love the space.
Now her sweet passion,
so we have our cheesecake jars in here, which are pretty popular,
is getting a boost from a citywide program.
How the program works is you take.
and shouts out to Erica Howard with Chef in the Chair, and her business,
And you'll get some free food in exchange for a review.
It's so important because otherwise we would not get it if we didn't ask for it.
Lashina McElroy is the chair for the Black Restaurant Group, a part of the Wisconsin Black Chamber of Commerce.
The peach cobbler pound cake has by far been pretty popular.
She says that feedback is an important part of the recipe to a successful business.
Where we are dedicating $100,000 to improving customer service in our community.
That money goes to funding the gift cards usable at Delicious Bites, Brothers Backyard Barbecue, Tropic MKE, Perkins Boys on the Grill, Mr. B's Privilege Lounge, and Mikasa Su Cafe.
Because a lot of us are definitely first generation, right? We didn't grow up with that wealth or that additional money.
So, and that's another thing. Consider the Black Restaurant Association. So these groups of businesses, built relationships, because you talk about if you got certain things, if you do this, if you have a hair business, a lash business, you sell t-shirts, or cut hair, y'all can all get a building. I know you talk about that.
Yes.
So that's a good thing that
coming together and supporting each other. You can't do this alone. You have to have business. You have to have other people's money, your own plus other people's. You can't do it by yourself. And that's the problem with us. We want to do it by ourselves. And stop that individualized mindset. We got to stop. That's getting us nowhere. I rest.
Yeah. That's that individual. We're not individuals. That's why we here, because we think we're individuals.
That wealth or that additional money in the bank. We actually went out there and created these opportunities for ourselves as well as our families.
Families like Tamira's, making restaurants from scratch.
Support is everything. I just recently read a statistic that 3% don't survive past 1 year. So we're doing good.
1 year down, and with the help of programs like these, many years to go. In Wauwatosa, Kaylee Starl, Team J4 News.
All right, now.
All right, so yeah, shouts out.
I love it. I love it.
All right, we almost done. This is now this is about workers. You know what I'm saying? So
People and stories across Central Florida in honor of Black History Month. And today we are learning about Dorian Williams, new board member for a nonprofit that focuses on youth development in Orange County. Not only is he a mentor, but he's hoping his work will inspire others to do the same. News 6's Ezzy Castro has his story.
What is the benefit of being a part of something like the Youth Program Development Consulting?
I think the benefit of it is, again, the ability to have a seat at the table.
For Dorian Williams, this is a new role. He is currently a board member for the Youth Program Development Consulting, a new nonprofit in its beginning stages that specializes in youth programs for children across Central Florida. Williams says he was able to join the board with the help of the Black Boardroom Leadership Institute through the Orlando Economic Partnership. It's a transformational program designed to help local Black leaders drive change on nonprofit boards.
And I knew that it had something to do with board service, preparing individuals to sit on boards. And that's something that I want to do at this point in my life. I want to give back and do something a little bit greater than just what I'm doing now.
Williams actually moved to Florida from Joliet, Illinois, and said he saw a lot of challenges growing up, but that inspired him to do better. In fact, a recent survey through the Orlando Economic Partnership shows only 17% of nonprofit board members are represented by Black individuals in the Orlando area, which is why he's pushing for more diverse representation and leadership for nonprofit boards, an effort to get results for the community and our children.
Can we do better than 17%?
Yeah, most certainly. I think we can definitely do better. And
all right, we'll see. All right, and this is the last one. All right. This is the last
The
one.
idea came out of frustration, to be quite honest.
Melissa Ellis has worked in the tech space for more than a decade, but something that has always been frustrating for her is not seeing many people who look like her in the industry.
And so constantly being the only minority in these rooms, I often felt that my voice was underappreciated. And what I found was when I was in spaces where there were more people who looked like me, I felt like my voice was a lot more validated. I was heard a lot more. And then there was this culture of, let's think about things a little differently.
Ellis wants to make sure that the next generation doesn't have to go through that. She started a nonprofit called Nobellum Enterprise. Ellis and her team is working on an initiative with a goal of helping to launch 100 Black-owned startups by 2025.
The 3 streams of impact include the pitch, which is finding that talent, vetting that talent, getting it ready, and then we incubate that talent, and then we provide an ecosystem where that talent has a place to grow and foster. So we're not just launching 100 Black-owned businesses, but we're really launching an ecosystem to support the Black business ecosystem here.
With the help of the University of Toronto and other industry leaders, the initiative will not only provide the training and mentorship to be successful, but also some funding.
And so for young entrepreneurs coming up in this space, what I want them to know is that there is a space for you to explore technology, to explore entrepreneurship through this Innovathon. This is something that I really wish.
All right, so yeah, you got anything to say about those, Cassidra?
I'm just super excited to see, and I don't know if anybody else see, but I see us coming around. I see the start of something very just amazing. So I'm just saying, there's no way, there's no reason why you can't start your own. You understand what I'm saying? If you working for them, it's time for you to work for you. Do both. You can allow what you're doing for them to finance your dreams and your visions, and you give yourself time, a vision board, and you give yourself a good 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, maybe 10 to get that business up and running. And then you work your own business. Look at Phil Scott. I look at him all the time. And I remember when he was coming on, when he first started, he's coming on, he said he was in his bathroom. He was in his bathroom. And then he came out the bathroom. Now look at him, and he worked his job until he got to where he is now. And he's retired working his own business. So I do see Black people who have our own business, and we're working harder for somebody else. And I'm like, no, you work that job. You work that job for a minute, and you build your career, you build your business, you use that to build your business to get to where you want to go, and you have a goal in mind that I'm returned from this business within 2 years, within the next 30, maybe a year, and to work my own. Yes, I'm gonna work, but I'm gonna do both. Yes, it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be worth it. No more agitation, um, no more agitation, no more trauma, no more drama, no more tears, no more hardship, no more feeling like you are less than because you worked under them for so long, and they can never be pleased. I don't care what you do, you will never be able to please them. I don't care what, you could be the best crew, you could be the leader of the crew, you still, I don't care what you do, nothing that you do will ever please them. So you use them like they're using you to get into where you need to be to build your own. And that's what we should be doing now. Even our nurses and doctors should be right now building it, coming together, creating our own wellness centers, birthing centers in our Black communities. And shame on us. And our attorneys should be filing lawsuits like crazy in New York and California. I mean, New York and Chicago. And they're not. Because right now, they are trampling all over our rights. And that's where the bonds for the win will come in, as far as for the mayors and the police officers and stuff that actually could shut them down today. But we won't use what's at our fingertips because we don't know about this stuff. And we don't even want to do the research to find out what to do. Because, Black folk want to, hey, I'm going to go work over here for Bill, even though he gives me hell, even though I want to get in my car at lunchtime and I want to cry my eyes out, then I will wipe my face and I'm going to breathe and I'm going to breathe it out and I'm going to go back and take some more Bill's abuse. That's what we do. But why? And then you flip, then you kill the whole, you flip. You ain't gonna kill nobody. You're gonna come home and kill yourself or whatever. But then you flip, and then you're going to jail for 25 years like that young brother did because he had a bad day that was building up from some stuff over the years. So all of a sudden, he's 21 and he just loses it. And now that cost him, because he decided to stay working under somebody for the last 20 years that he knew every day. He was like, oh my God, I want to kill this person. And you feeling that, knowing that, because that person is pushing those buttons. They know those right buttons because they know that you need this position. And they're going to pay you $15 an hour when their sons are making $35 working in a damn bakery. And I see stuff like that. And I'll ask them, where your son working? Oh, he's working and making $35 an hour. What the hell are you doing? My son making 15. How does he get $20 more? You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy. But this is what we opt out to. Well, I know I can get that $15. I don't know if I can get that with my own business. Get out of here and stop being scared. That's all it is. You're scared. So by you being scared, you're going to take their trauma. You're going to take their drama every day because you're too scared to step out on your own and do for self. Hey, I'm just saying. I passed my mic.
Yeah, that's all facts, And so the whole point is, right, if somebody's not doing something the way that you like, then you have every opportunity to go out there and do it yourself. And we all can't do it because we all have our own lanes. We all do our own thing, but that doesn't mean we can't put our stuff together and build together. You know what I'm saying? So before we can be quick to criticize anybody, be like, okay, fine, they're not doing it right, so you do it and show us how it's done so we can support you. You know what I'm saying? Because we definitely will support you if you do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But Cassidra, I appreciate it. You got you want to say any closing,
I hope that we are not just talking just to be talking. I want us and the ones that's listening, and even the ones that's going to come here after we're done and it's not live, that's going to listen to the show. I want you to think about, what were you put on this earth to do? And why aren't you doing it? Because right now, this is our time. I don't care what nobody say. They're done. This is our time, family. And we have to understand that. And we have to stop being scared to step out. Stop being scared. Save enough money. Save $50 here, $100 here. Get you a partner so that you guys can save together. You save your 100, he save his 100. You save your 2, he save his 2. You may have 3 partners. Okay. Get your partners together and let's make this thing happen. It don't take that long to build. And you have your monies, he got his monies, and you have that extra set aside. So in case you might have to do this business, you guys might have to do this business for the next 2 or 3 months and not make any income. But you work in your job so you have enough to do what you need to do. And then it takes off. But if you don't start it, it'll never take off. And you'll continuously work for somebody that don't even like you, that don't give a damn, will fire you today, knowing that you got a house note, knowing you got a bike note, knowing you got a car note, knowing that you have, that private school that you're trying to send your girls to, your children to, because you don't want your kids to be around them. They know this, but they don't think twice about firing you, letting you go, well, because you're not working up to their expectations. Well, you're not working up to mine either, because you come here and you grouchy, you mean every day. You know what I'm saying? You racist, you act racist. I know you racist, but nobody fires you. But I have to kiss your behind to keep my job. No, let's stop giving them so much power. Where are our farmers? Where are people that have land? You can buy land. I keep talking about this. You can buy land taxes. People give up their land all the time, owing $5,000 and $1,000 taxes on it. Go buy that land. If you're a farmer, agriculture, get busy. We need farmers in our community all across America. Go get busy. Get some land and start putting them greens and corn, whatever, peppers, whatever. Come on, we're gonna need that. And you have security around that land. So you don't just have a farm, you got your vegetables, agriculture, and you don't have security around it because they're coming. So why wouldn't you secure whatever investment, you secure it with security, armed security, no trespassing signs, armed security. You step foot on my property, you come to burn my stuff up, armed security, have your candy bars and peanuts with you. You understand what I'm saying? So let's start doing for us. Let's start doing something. Let's start thinking different. What are we waiting for? This is our time. Let's get busy. Thanks for Cass. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, yeah, thank you, Cassidra. And I'm glad, because I need to start doing more positive stuff. Shouts out to Afronator. I appreciate it. And we'll be back next week to talk about the the bonds and stuff. So we're gonna come back next week, and we definitely going. You still having the live on your show?
You know what? I don't know. You know how it is with me. If something comes up that I really, because I know Sunday, I don't know if I'm doing my research or not. I don't know. Won't know till then. So, but I'm usually with him or with you. So it's really a lot. I'm doing a lot right now. So right. I've been, just, go off you guys. That's all. So mine are not really doing. I'm just doing everybody else's right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate it because and definitely we definitely need to talk about more of financial literacy. I'm not even saying that I'm the guy to teach financial literacy, but talking about financial literacy at least, you know what I'm saying?
Saving, yes. That's something we need. That could be that could be the show after next. I'm just saying, because we need to understand how to save. We really need to know what to invest in. We really need to know, how do I really save money? And is it really worth it? Some people are really truly living paycheck to paycheck, but you going out to eat and you buying your nails and you buying weaves and you buying $200 purses and you buying $500 suits. And what in the world are we doing, really? That's wasteful. You can buy that suit for $100. Okay. You can buy it online for $150. I'm just saying, it's things that we're doing in our community that we could be saving money, and we could actually get out of debt. We could actually pool our monies together, and we could start building our wealth, our generational wealth for our children right now. We should be leaving our children with something besides debt. We should have life insurance. And if you want your children, if they have good jobs, let them pay for that $60. Each child pay. If you got 3 children, 20, and this is your policy, $60. Each child pay $20. I'm just saying, because they're gonna spend the money anyway, right? So why not let them invest in it? It's different ways that we can do stuff, but we have to get busy and not always look to other people to help us to get free. Black Wall Street, I always say this, wasn't built on us voting. It was built on us pooling our monies together and creating our generational wealth that they stole from us. So they owe us. They really do. So I hope I hope we just not sitting here thinking, listening. This is not just a good show. It's thoughts. It's you. It's allowing us to ignite something in you to get you off the couch, to get you out of that job that's so toxic that your blood pressure is almost near death for you. But you still go every day and you get in your car and you cry on your way to work, but you cry on your break, or you cry on your way. You know, you're so mad, you go in the bathroom, you want to just hurt somebody because that I need the money, but you don't have to work there. Yes, you need the money, but you don't have to let your health go down working for in such a toxic environment. And some people will stay in a toxic environment because the money is good. And I've seen it. I hear the horror stories, but I refuse to stay anywhere where I'm not happy. I'm going to be building, trust and believe me. I'm going to be building so that I'm going to have an exit plan. And I tell you what, that exit plan ain't going to be no 10 years. It's going to be, I'm building while I'm working for them. Yeah, I'm building. Okay. Because my exit plan could be within 2 or 3 years, depending on what that business is and if I can get investors and if I get partners. You can be off that job sooner than you think. Trust me. I'll rest my mic and thank you.
Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, I thank you for coming on here, and you're absolutely right. You know, it's not a matter of talk. It's a like talking is important, knowing is important. You know what I'm saying? Understanding is important. You know what I'm saying? But action, it don't matter. You could do all of the other stuff. It don't matter if you don't take no action. So
That's right.
at least go out there and build relationships. That's the least we can do with each other. You know.
Yes.
So shouts out to Cassidra, shouts out to Realm in the Bush. You know, y'all support that and support Cassidra and everything she's doing. Y'all support the smoothie queen, you know. Shouts out to the smoothie queen who actually brought the smoothie to me, you know, while she was up here. So shouts out to her. And it's good. Y'all definitely go support that. And I got the popcorn too. The popcorn was good, you know. But shouts out to Afro Native World. Shouts out to Raw. Of course, I appreciate you for being in here, Raw. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the public defenders too next time. Shouts out to Matron who was in here. I appreciate Matron. Shouts out to Oni, who's in the building, and Bakari. And shouts out to Erica and everybody else. You know, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Thank you again, Cassidra.
Absolutely.
So as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.
Peace.